touching on training with Chris Weidman, obviously he's out of it. Everybody knows now that he's out of his fight with with Luke Rockhold, and they've tapped Michael Bisping to step in to fight Rockhold. Give us a little bit of your take on that fight. What do you think? Do you think that's a good matchup for Bisping, even coming in on short notice, or do you think it's going to be a rerun of what happened the first time Rockhold and Bisping fought?
I think it'll be a rerun of the same thing. Bisping's tough. He's game. He showed that before. But Rockhold's too big for him, too strong for him, and just better overall. I think I like to bet on the fights. So the only kind of bet I would take there in that fight was that Rockhold will finish him probably first or second round.
Yeah, I don't think you really want to play the odds in that fight. I think Rockhold's about a 10-1 favorite or something.
Yeah. I didn't even realize Bisping was that high up in the rankings anymore until I saw that he got the title shot.
Yeah, I think he kind of leapt up a little bit with the win over Anderson Silva, even though that was a pretty close fight.
Yeah, I don't even know if he remembered winning that fight.
That's they were looking at Jacare for the fight, a guy you know well, you fought a couple of times. How do you put, where would you put Jacare in the title picture here if he was able to fight? Obviously he was injured and unable to take the fight, but where would you put him in that mix? Do you think he deserved that shot more than Bisping did if he could have taken it?
Definitely, yeah. I think he was next in line. I'm surprised he didn't take it, and I guess, I don't know what it was. Was it a knee injury or?
Yes, I believe it was a knee injury, and I think it was pretty much his doctors were like, you need to do this, because he had the injury before his fight against Vitor Belfort. Okay. And he sucked it up and went through that fight, and then they said, look, if you keep doing this, we don't know what's going to happen, and
That's a tough
I think
call.
The surgeons were advising him not to do it.
It's a tough call because I know he's not getting younger, but he's doing well fighting, and sometimes those title shots you got to take it and hopefully fix that knee after. I don't know how bad it was, but I know he's had knee surgeries and knee issues in the past, so it's getting kind of iffy there. I think he's close to 40, and when the iron's hot, you got to strike. So.
How do you think he matches up against Rockhold if it comes down to he gets the shot against Rockhold?
I think Chris will be next as soon as the injury goes away. I think Chris and Luke, if Luke wins, which I expect him to, at Madison Square Garden would be awesome. Weidman's probably the biggest New York fighter they have. I think that would be next, but you never know. I think Jacare matches up better with Luke now than he did in the past. I think he was pretty new to MMA, if I remember right, when they fought in Strikeforce. And a lot of people like to consider that fight like, oh, Luke already beat him. But if you go back and watch, that fight it was close.
And Jacare is a much different striker than he was back then. I think that seems to be a facet of his game he's really worked on.
He is. Rockhold's a lot more dynamic on the feet. I think Jacare would definitely want to take him down. Obviously, that's where he's strongest. And a kickboxing match with Luke would be a bad idea for Jacare for sure.